Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing a single player playthrough on 1.1. But first, it is Saturday, so hopefully you're all having yourselves a great weekend so far, as well as I hope to see you back here on Monday as well. So, if you went to your last time, we got a little bit of work on the new factory that we were working on. Got the starter of a computer factory anyway. Got the platform down, train stations down, and got it hooked up to the rail network that we had just built over this week. We did get distracted, unfortunately, with the plastic factory. That is it. Not getting rid of all of its heavy oil like it needs to in order to produce for that factory. So we did get that fixed as well. Yeah, so we're going to be continuing our computer factory in this one. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are back over at our computer factory. Quite a lot to get done today as well. So first things first, we do have a bit of a problem. The big guy, the flying manta ray, flies through where our factory is at, and I've been slowly trying to work out his flight angle and exactly where he flies through the building so that we could build a little tunnel for him. Unfortunately, it is too far. Like, I can't really move the building per se. The best thing I could come up with to move the building would be to move it over here, roughly over the top of them trees, and then be even further into the grasslands. I'd rather not do that if I can avoid it. But yeah, just unfortunately he does fly through the building. It's just one of those things that happens, you know. And for some reason, while I was building this platform, I never noticed, which was really unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate that happened. Now, me measuring this out, I have measured out exactly roughly where some of the floors are going to go. So obviously we're going to put the floor up here so we have room for lights inside of this portion of the factory. And then our next floor, this floor right here, this is a logistical floor. That'll be where all of our belts are going to be, as well as storages and anything else. And then we're going to have, I did put a manufacturer in here, and it looks roughly like 4 foundations is a good limit on that. So we'll have 4 foundations there. I don't know how many floors I'm going to need per se, because we need 20 manufacturers. If I can get this tunnel built to where he flies through the tunnel, which would be really, really cool, to have it fly through part of the building, and we just have a flight path for him. That'll work perfectly fine. Like, here he comes now. We'll see how good my flight path is. I got the angle close. That's what these gold blocks are. But it's going to take a while it's going to take many, many hours to figure out exactly where it flies through the building so that I can get it kind of quarantined off, essentially. Now, luckily, this is in the middle of a logistics floor. I just think this logistics floor is going to have to be much higher than it currently is. Yeah, let's see. Okay, not bad. It does go up a bit. It does go up a bit. Okay. That's gonna make things interesting. We might have you know what we might do as well? We might just isolate the entire floor to the manta ray floor. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need roughly 5 foundations. That's what it kind of looked like. Now, my angle was definitely off. The angle that it came in at was a bit more like this. Ish. Well, and we'll have to see if that's correct. Actually, I should be going off of... it'd be a little more accurate if I actually went off the block that I had. I think it was a bit, yeah, like I said, I think it was a bit more like this. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, definitely gonna have to measure the manta ray. Like I said, we'll probably have to put in a floor that's a cutout for the manta ray to fly through. The only problem with the manta ray flying through buildings is you'll get an area isolated that fits the wingspan and stuff like that, and then the manta ray will fly through slightly differently and have the wings either slightly up or slightly down or both through your little flight path, and it cuts through the building anyway, you know. That's just one of those things that happens, unfortunately, because the animations aren't exactly on time each time it flies around, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's how it goes. It'd be nice to be able to edit the flight path in the game, but I can see why they don't allow that, because it just you'd have to be a lot of changes to that. What I would like to see, though, is if you could go on and ride it, like if you say like get on it or whatever, if you can get on it and then you could toggle it off, that would be cool. Toggle them off. That would be very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to get this flight path down. Actually, I don't have to get the flight path down, because all I've got to do is I don't have to. Now I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I actually don't have to log its flight path with foundations and stuff. I can just isolate the entire floor, or at least half the floor. At the very least, at least half the floor. But I'm also thinking we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 foundations of logistics. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 4 foundations worth of the production floor. Roughly 4 anyway. It's like 3.5. It's like 3 and 3/4. Something like that. But I need to make sure that this is gonna work. Because I don't want the manta ray to be between floors either. But if it comes in at this exact point, which all the floors are going to be 1 meter, by the way. Maybe I should have built with 1 meter. We could change that right quick. Yeah, like I say, we definitely don't want the manta ray to be between floors. We might have to build a 4-floor or a full foundation floor. Let's see here. Just gonna fly through. As long as it doesn't clip through the ceiling or the floor, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, definitely got to get that mapped out before we can build too much further. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Okay. That was a little bit of a mistake. I mean, his little dangler. His little dangler is the only thing that clipped through. So yeah, we'll put that back down to 3. So we'll do 3 floors and then 4 floors. And then this one is going to be 5 floors. And then we'll go back to 3 and then 4 and then 3 and then 4. So that it'll make the building quite tall. But I think we're going to have at least 2 floors of manufacturers at the very least. But yeah, so let me get the floors built and then we'll work on getting the foundations in. We need to get the we also need to get the blueprint made, particularly for the manufacturer. We're not gonna just throw a manufacturer down. I'm actually going to build a blueprint for it so that we can make our computers and stuff like that. So should be good. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these floors mapped out, and then we'll then we'll work on that. Alrighty, so we finally got all them floors done, placed anyway. So we've got this floor placed, that floor placed, got the next floor. So this particular floor right here, this floor is off limits pretty much for our, for any kind of building really. Oh, there's a power connector I forgot to remove. Boop, there we go. This is because this is where the flying manta ray looking thing, that's where it flies through, and it takes up this entire space pretty much on this half of the factory. I do need to look at I might be getting rid of this elevator actually, now that I think about it. I put that in afterwards. But yeah, we got the floors done for this for the start anyway, as well. That way we could get started on our manufacturing blueprint, or manufacturer blueprint, and whatnot. So everything should look pretty good. We're going to go for a small design for this particular thing that's going to include the floor holes and the connections and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to design the manufacturer on a foundation, on a decent sized foundation, because I want to do some inspection line stuff, because you know, when you got like computers and whatnot, like a actual computer factory, you end up with a lot of these kind of spaces where everything's being inspected and stuff like that. And I kind of want to do that. I don't want to take up too much space, obviously. We might be taking up the full foundational space, though. We'll see. I'm going to put down a floor. An entire floor. This floor is not going to be included in the blueprint, but that's okay. So first things first, we're going to go production. We'll grab ourselves a manufacturer, and we're going to stick it right in the middle. Just roughly there, I believe it is. It's close. Oh, no, I was a little bit off. Right there, particularly. Okay, and that should be in the exact middle, which it looks like it is. Okay, perfect. So here's our manufacturer, and of course we're going to color it the color of the actual product being made, which is going to be computer, just the regular computer recipe. I know you can make more with this computer recipe. You can actually make 3.75. My problem is the quick wire that's coming in. I'm out of quick wire. Otherwise, I would use this recipe. But we used all of our quick wire for the circuit boards because we need circuit boards for so much more than we need computers. Literally, I need, just for this factory alone, I need 400 circuit boards per minute just to make 100 computers per minute. And then those circuit boards are not included. That 400 obviously doesn't include the number of circuit boards that we're going to need for radio control units and for the adaptive control units and just other stuff that needs circuit boards. I mean, computers are used in a lot too, but they're not used as much. So it was good to put that quick wire towards the circuit boards rather than the computer itself. So we're just going to be using the normal recipe for that. And yeah, we could do the crystal computer as well, but I've already have space. I would have taken up, with that factory, I would have taken up the exact same amount of space, just three train stations rather than 4. So it's just like, it's like, does it really matter? Because the crystal computer is crystal oscillators and cable or something like that, and it's in an assembler rather. But yeah, so we're good. I mean, it's not too bad. But now that I've got the flooring done and I got the lights in place for the train station level, we'll be working on our blueprint for this in particular. But yeah, so we've got that set. We do have to put 2 power shards in here. Now the cool thing is, if you did not know this, the cool thing is if you put power shards and if you put a summer sloop in it if you want, you can actually produce you can actually, or not produce, you can actually place these down and it'll take the power shards and the summer sloop out of the dimensional depot. It won't do that if you're middle clicking it. Like if I do this, right? If I do this and place it. So I middle click that to sample the building, which since 1.1, it'll copy the recipe over and the clocking setting. However, I did not have all the power shards I needed, so it only overclocked it to 150% because it's all that. But if it's a blueprint, like this one is, you can see the cost of the blueprint has 2 power shards as part of the cost of it. The cost of any blueprint will be taken out of the dimensional depot directly, unless you have it taken out of your inventory first, which I do have that setting on up here in the top left. Take from inventory first. That is actually a really good setting to have on. So get out of here. You just standing in my blueprinter. I don't want to blueprint you. You're annoying the crap out of me enough. All right. But yeah, so we've got this particular thing as well. I actually want to hide a light panel. I wonder if I can do that. You see this grate right here? I want to hide a light panel on the back side of this. And I think this is a 2-meter slope, isn't it? Just for starters, let's see what we can do here. Let's give it a second, of course. Nope. Now how did I think I just used a double ramp. Yeah, so we'll just use a double ramp, which is the 4-meter, which is two 2 meters. One on the bottom, one on top. Snap it together. Let's move it over. Yeah, it looks like I might be able to slap a light panel in there. It's not perfectly 2 meters, but it's close enough. Say something like that. No! I was in zoop mode, you pile of crap. Pain in my butt. Okay. Get out of here. I hate those things. I hate them so much. They always love to get right, like I think they're coded this way. I think the devs did it on purpose. They coded them to if the player's building things, they coded them to come over and investigate the build. Yeah, I have a few. It's like it's just how it goes. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's see, how did I get these to be on an angle before? I don't remember how I did that. Oh, did I do a beam? I might have done a beam. Hold on. Architecture. Yeah, this is probably what I did. You're gonna be annoying like that, are you? Yeah, I think what I did. I think I did that, and then I'll take this. Actually, it needs to be stuck like that. There we go. Okay, just making sure that's where I want it. Which it looks like it. Can I still edit it? So. Ooh, well. Hold on. Maybe I can edit it from the top. No, I can't even target it. Wow. Please. I'm gonna have to remove this manufacturer, aren't I? Yeah, looks like it. Oh well. I mean, it looks like I need 2 of the lights. That's fine. This particular thing I wasn't expecting to work first time anyway. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is select a color here. I could do fix it primary. I mean, we'd also do white as well. Let's do fix it primary for now. See what it looks like. There's actually a pretty soft orange. That might not be too bad. A really soft orange like that. More like a tan, but... Okay, so then we're going to put in our manufacturer again. Yep, so that looks good. I will have to overclock this. Just like that. Okay. I don't know, I've always wanted like a light up there. And there we go. We've got our light. So that actually doesn't look too bad. Having that there. Actually kind of like that. Okay. So then we're gonna add some more stuff. Here we go. I always like to add catwalks to my machines when they're nice and big like this. So we've got a 2-meter slope ramp here, which obviously we can go. As long as we stick in 2s, we should be good. I mean, we could always stick it right here. Actually, right here might be really good. That ladder is going to be useless. So if we stick something like that, right? So we have our slope, and then we have a catwalk right here. And then we have a catwalk edge. So because I'm going to put these together. Oh, hold on. Actually, yes, I do need that. I'll put this one here. Well, it's just if I put it here... If I put it here... What the... Damn it. If I put it here... That's what's going to end up happening. It's going to end up running into the thing. I could like merge it, but it's fine. So we're going to do that. We'll just take up a little bit extra space. It's perfectly fine. I guess what we could do... Is that a good idea? I could put a beam there to kind of make it look like something. So actually, so put this here, and then we'll drag a catwalk. Drag a catwalk there. Okay. Same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna put a pole there so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to fry my employees. Ugh. You know what we could do? This could actually be pretty cool. Do something like this. And then pull this all the way across. So I don't think they're going to touch that. Can I power this? I can't. I can't power it. Well, let's just hope, I guess. If not, that's it. It's an easy enough change. I think we'll be okay. Also, I should be coloring these to match the paint job. There we go. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to be able to stand here and watch the. I mean, the animation for this is the supercomputer. The supercomputer gets assembled in this as well, so it's really cool to be able to watch that animation. So you're kind of like observing, essentially. Yeah, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. The one thing I will do, though, is I'm going to grab... Ooh, that'd be really cool. Because I know roughly how high the floors are going to be, right? Since we know how high the floors are going to be, they're going to be 4 foundations tall. We could actually make a roof piece that would connect upwards. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so the flooring is going to be right here. I was debating what to do with this exhaust, and I think this would be a really cool idea. Is to go architecture. Let's grab an exhaust fan. Because obviously this is exhaust from the design. And let's stick it like right there. Right? Of course we'll color it. I know the light is kind of in there. We'll just pretend. We'll pretend that light isn't actually in the way. Just need to make sure it's not quite centered. I guess that's close enough. Yeah, that's about as close as we're gonna get to being centered. See, it's centered on the exhaust portion, but it's not. The light's kind of ruining it a little bit. I suppose we could put it higher up, but I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference. Now it really looks like it's cutting in. That's fine. Actually, you know what we could do? We could even do this. Oh, you can't replace it? Oh, that's annoying. I was hoping. Oh. It's like, yeah, we could do the whole exhaust without the fan itself. And then stick it downwards. Yeah, then we can have it where we want it. Wow, this thing is actually much thinner than the original. Or than the, yeah, see, you see how thick this fan is? It's pretty damn thick. But this one's a bit thinner. Yeah, it's definitely thinner. Okay, we'll just stick it up at the top, because you can't really see the fan anyway. Okay, that's roughly centered. And that's centered, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so this is just like, yeah, we have an exhaust for this. But yeah, we could do that and then put that there. But yeah, that's... we're going to have some lighting and stuff too, of course. But that's actually pretty cool. And then, of course, we'll just get rid of all this. And it'll just float there for the blueprint. All right, now we got to run lighting along the railing, give it supports, put the belts in place. So the belts will be pretty darn easy. Like I said, I think I'm going to use up the whole space. Or at least use up half the space. So like this here. We're only going to need 3 lines, right? Oh wait, we could use all 4 lines. We can use all 4 lines because we need 1600 plastic, right? So what if, and this is a big what if, but what if we have 2 plastic lines because that's the most amount used? Because if you look here with each manufacturer, it requires 80 plastic. So yeah, and since that's the most used, we'll just use 2 plastic lines, and then that evens everything out. And then we can use this blueprint for future factories as well, because it's not limited to just 3, and we have to add the 4th one each time. I think that'll look pretty good. But anyway, like I said, it's looking really nice. Going to add these. Then, of course, we will add in Mark 5. Goes into each one of these. And I think I'll just run a railing right along here. Architecture. Yeah, we'll run a railing just to kind of cover up the bottom side of this. Just like that. And then I'll add in some lighting to this as well, which is pretty easy to do. So just real quickly, so we take a 4-meter sign, just like this. Okay. Of course, we've got to edit it, so go in there. I think that's the same color. That's slightly different, but close enough. Fix it orange, fix it orange. Select, change the layout. That. Delete the text. There we go. Actually, we might want this to be a bit more orange. So the way we make that happen is we'll just take the thing, we'll take this down to 0.75. Actually, 0.5 would probably be better. 0.5, 0.5. Whoops. 0.5, there we go. Yeah, a bit more orange. It's not as bright, but that's okay. We can also do like a 10. No, I'll mess with it in a minute, but yeah, then we can just take our thing, hold control. Actually, I don't think we have to hold control for that. No, it'll just work. The H key, lock it in. There we go, and we have our lighting. And I'll do the same with the output too. I'll bring the output out and then have it go down into the floor. Alright, cool. So we have a rough blueprint design with this. And it's looking pretty good. Alrighty then, and after just a little bit more time, decided to finally get this finished. Well, not decided to. I mean, it is what it is. Look, I'm exhausted, okay. I've been here for a while, trying to figure all this out. I did manage to get it all figured out though, so we've got it. A few iterations of this, but I've finally got something I'm happy with for the most part. So basically, this blueprint is meant to be put together next to itself, essentially. We've got lights, we've got walkways, so you can go down to the floor. Basically, the reason this is hovering was because the 1 meter foundation was here. Now you can't put this in the blueprinter and then drop it down again. The blueprinter will not allow that, but it's hooked up to the floor hole and whatnot, so that works there. Behind here, I did get I did get rid of the belts behind here because we were taking up a little bit too much room, and I kind of wanted this walkway right here is kind of snugly up above the machine. So I kind of, just got these particular lifts are now connected to this machine as well. So they go down to the floor immediately and whatnot. But we still got the inspection line, and I've got a light up here. So I've kind of hid the power just a little bit with this particular build. So the way the power works is you connect the power at this connector right here with the little sign around it. You connect to that power connector, and then that brings power to the light. The light has a way so that you can daisy chain the lights, So we take that power connector, and that one goes down to a hidden power connector that's on this beam right here. So this particular beam has a little power connector right there in the middle on the back side. And then that goes over to another power connector, which is right here, hidden right there. As you can kind of see it. And then that power connector is then connected to the manufacturer. So the manufacturer, the power is very well hidden. I mean, you can, like, if you look really close, you could actually, you still can't even see it where it's connected. So yeah, so it is all going to be connected, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, and what is this? I also went ahead and put in, we put in this little thing here that still looks pretty good. And then of course we got we got the bumps, whatever you want to call these, with our little lit walkway, and of course we got that down here too as well. And you got the lit portion up above there to light up what the machines are doing. Hopefully these don't clip the railing, but if they do, I'm not too worried about it because, well, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, with this as well, I wanted a big light to basically make sure that when you're inspecting these computers as they go by, you got enough light to be able to do that. So, still looks good and whatnot, and everything looks good. And then, so it's like, well, what does this look like when it's put together? This is what it looks like when it's put together. This is very, very expensive. This is how expensive the blueprint is. Very, very expensive blueprint. So, especially those iron plates and quartz, the quartz crystal. But yeah, when it's all together, it looks like this. I'm going to put a set of lighting all the way down this. But with this particular build, I did manage to fit in 10 machines. Looks like it's going to be 10 machines per floor. Now we could go 2 different ways with this. I haven't really decided which way I want to go with it yet. But there's 2 different ways that we can go with this. One way that we could go with this is go with the original 20 machine plan. Obviously we skipped this floor. But we go with our 20 machine plan to... Actually, this is going to be a logistics floor. It's just going to be a very big logistics floor. All the logistics are going to be on the ceiling. Yeah, so I think that'll hold it down. This next floor, obviously, this is going to be even more machines. We'll have that done there. Also need to decide what to do with the end caps on these. There's a couple different things I can do with it. I mean, we do have plenty of room, and I could just run this down here. And I've set it up in such a way that when you put this down on the floor, everything, touches the floor. Even with these walkways here, they touch the floor perfectly. You get your little railings and your little lights and stuff like that, and everything looks pretty good. I was gonna put a light up here, but the problem I kept having was it kept clipping into that clipping into our vent, unfortunately. So it's just the way it was. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So I think that's what we'll go with. That we'll have this rail might not go down here. I'm not 100% sure because there's no reason for it to go down to the ground floor here, or go down to the floor here while there's literally a ramp right there. So I might just cut these off entirely. Same with these. We'll cut these off entirely. Maybe we'll run a dual walkway all the way across or something. I'm not really sure. I haven't really decided what I want to do with it. Don't worry about this orange paint. I was just trying to find the middle so that I could put, since I was like, okay, well, if we can fit 5 of these, then we'll do 10 per floor, which actually, this fits really nicely. So, and dealing with that kind of number, that means we can do 20, or we can do all 40 constructor machines if we want to, you know, underclock the crap out of, or not underclock it, but just not have any clock to it, and then do multiple floors. I mean, I did want this to be a very tall building, so we might go with it. The other thing that we absolutely could do is I could shrink this down and we could try to fit 10 per side and just have this single floor, and then this is the roof, and then the big guy just flies over the roof. But I'm not too sure. Like I said, I want a tall building, but at the same time, you know, the size of it is not bad. That's obviously another thing we could do. I do like this blueprint, though. I'm definitely going to be saving it. But, yeah, I'm seriously considering... It's either that or we just overclock everything. Or not overclock, we summer sloop everything. What we could do is we could overclock these to... what would these be overclocked to? 6.25. Okay, so then 6.25 times 10 would be 62.5, and then 62.5 times 2 would be 125. That would give us 25 extra computers, but we'd be very limited on that. So yeah, we'll just do the 10 machines as well, and I think that'll work. Yeah, a little bit of a big logistics floor, in my opinion. It's just one of those things. But anyway, unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode, so we'll continue this next time. But we have the blueprints done, or the blueprint done, and we know the plan. So the blueprint's done. We know the plan. All we got to do is finish up building, put these blueprints down, and then on this floor, this particular floor here, we could put it on this particular floor and have like the thing, but nah, we'll put it up on this floor, get everything connected next time, and then all that good, because obviously we can still summer sloop it to go from 100 computers to 200 computers, which we might end up doing at some point. We'll see what happens. And obviously with this particular layout, we could obviously go even higher and stuff like that. But yeah, we should be able to get the factory, all the machines placed down, and get most of it belted next time on Monday. And yeah, definitely getting this factory up and running next week. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely people are going, yeah, right. It's going to take you like 2 weeks to finish this. It's just the way it is. No, it won't take us that long. But yeah, I definitely want to design around this particular build so that we can make it kind of look like a hotel of sorts. In a way, it's not going to be an actual hotel or anything like that. So, you know, don't worry about that. But yeah, it'll be designed maybe to look like one. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see what I come up with. But yeah, for now though, like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.